My daughter is looking for something better now in her mate, in her spouse. I'm okay because it doesn't matter if mom says, well, you haven't paid child support, so you can't see my baby. Okay, and it's like, no, we have to work with the mom to say, it's okay if he's not paying child support. That's a legal thing. They still have to have a relationship with dad, because when they grow up, when your child grows up, they're going to say, Mom, why didn't you ever let me see my dad? And they're going to hate you for that. And I'm like, I don't want my children to hate me because I was in the obstacles with them being able to make a relationship with their father.
After the first set of programs were over, we did 3 right away, and she asked for some testimonials, and I, typed them up for her, and she said, "Did you make these up?" She said, "These testimonials from these men for attending this Nurturing Fathers program was just off the chart. Never saw anything like this out of any of our co-ed parenting programs." She thought for sure I made them. I said, "No, I did not make these up." And in fact, I handed to her the actual handwriting from the men, and she said, "Oh my goodness, this is just like a miracle kind of thing for men." And I said, "Yeah, I think we need to continue to do this." What we can do as women is really reach out and help explain the importance of men having a program like this so they can have more of a voice. Because what I saw in those co-ed programs is those men feeling like whatever they would speak up and say something, like I said, the women would attack them. And in an all men's group, and of course I have co-facilitated 4 of the programs along with Adam and another gentleman, but I pretty much took a periphery. I was basically in the group to answer questions that men had about, why do women do this? Why do women do the silent treatment? Why do women, or there might be a few of the lessons I was able to, at least when you do the feelings, I would talk about women's feelings and how women respond to things and why women do what they do. But I think that was a real important thing that I brought to it. But the big piece that I see myself as just looking for more funding, I have those connections with other, in social services, there's a lot of women.
Yes.
And, I can help them understand why this is so important. Helping women understand why it's so valuable for a father to be in the life of not only a son, but also a daughter. And so it's a struggle, but we don't give up, and we keep fighting for men to be able to have time with their children. I'm in my second marriage. My daughter's from my first marriage, and I talk about what I did to make sure that she constantly, from the age of 3 when her father and I divorced, how I made sure I kept a civil relationship with him, that we remained friends for her sake, and that she could have as much contact with him as possible. And yeah, so I bring in those personal stories because I think that's what pulls women. Yeah, that's how you get the hearts of women is talk about
Your personal experiences.
your own personal
relationships.
experience.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Dads don't get the information that women do. They don't have that information available to them. I'm going to read a quote that one dad just said to me a couple nights ago. He said, "We are doing the hardest job in the world, and probably the most important one, being parents. None of us were trained for this. We're just supposed to know. There's nothing like a little support to help you when you're not sure you're doing the right thing, or when you need encouragement. And sometimes you just need information." And I think that quote kind of said it all. For a while, I sort of backed away. I've hired 2 fathers advocates. They're both males, and they're doing a wonderful job. But what was happening was the guys were saying, "Where is she? Where is she?" So I stay now. And even if I stay in my office, I always come in the first thing. I sit and I eat with them, and we chit-chat, and then I say, "Okay, I'm going to let you guys be for a while. If you need me, you know where I am." And every single week, at some point, they send one of the guys in to come get me, just to get a woman's perspective on things. And sometimes it's for information they just don't know how to find. And as I said, one of the doors that I've tried to open up is with the gatekeepers of the children, the moms. And I now offer a mother's group. And in that mother's group, we talk about that. We talk about, the reasons why they chose him to begin with, and their children have that right to know their dad.
Well, why you want to know where your dad is now? You're older. I say it's very important to me. I say because you didn't give me a choice. You know, even though he walked out, and she told me over the years, oh yes, he came and you was, when you was in Florida State, you know, he was concerned about you, and I'm like, well, why wouldn't you tell me this? Why did you choose to make that decision? And I said, it's not fair. I said, you know, my mindset has changed, and I'm just so open to want to know, even though if he don't want to be a part of my life, I just want to say, I love you and I do want to be a part of your life. But if you don't, that's fine. So I just wanted to get rid of these feelings that I had. And like I said, I didn't want to become bitter with my mom. And this is how I sell it to the women. You know, I don't want to become bitter. I want to know my father. Yeah, you know, you hear those parents, and really you hear the women tell the children, oh, your dad is no good. He's not going to do this or whatever. My first marriage, I was married for 18 years. Okay, and I told my husband, I said, you know what? I said, you know, you are the breadwinner, you are this, you are that. I said, but you need to be a father, a father that is going to show concern. Oh, well, he's a man. He don't need to. I say, no. I say, he gets the love from me, but he needs the love from you also. He needs for you to tell him, I love you. He needs for you to say, oh, I'm proud of you. He needs for you to do those things. He needs for you to spend those quality times with him.